Alright, in this video I'm going to show you how to mount a light bar behind your lower grill without removing the grill or bumper. So what I'm doing is I'm hooking up this is the aux beam 8-gang switch panel. None of it's like fully hooked up and plugged in yet, but I'm doing that, and then I'm doing this. So right here, if you've got a Ram Rebel, you've got inside your lower grill something that blocks any air from getting through. So this is on the inside there. I'm hooking up, I haven't seen anybody else do this, it's a 30-inch light bar down here. But what I did was I took this oscillating tool with a round metal blade, and so this grid pattern here, if you cut along the top, the bottom, and then on the sides right here, this from there to there is exactly 30 inches, and then this I believe was like 2 1/4, which is perfect for the light bar. And then if we go up under here, all right, if we go up under here, you can see it's not my best work, but it'll get the job done. And then what we'll do is the light bar has feet on it that will screw in here and like right about here. Okay, so these are the feet that I was talking about. So you can see I've mounted them what would be considered backwards on the light. But what you're going to want to do is kind of line this up in there, and then you're just going to drill a small little hole through the plastic on the truck. And so this rubber grommet will be on the inside, and then this comes with 2 washers. The washers are going to sandwich the plastic. Okay, so up under the truck, I got the light bar right here. Let's zoom out. There, that's a little better. So, like I said, you're going to go with the bolt going through, then you go to this rubber grommet, gasket, whatever. 2 washers, and then your nut. You can use a locking nut if you want. I might come back and do that later, but that didn't come with the kit. So what I found was there's not enough space right here for this entire light bar. It comes too far back. So my choices were either cut these, which I didn't want to do, or drill a small slot for this to fall into. So we'll see how that works. Okay, so I've got it all hooked up now. So on this side, I guess I was slightly off center, so that side's not, it's just kind of like a slot. Actually, I completely missed it, as you can see, so I need to readjust that down. But so that side's just a slot. This side, I was able to get an actual hole in this little support piece. One thing I forgot to mention was these lower brackets that hold up this. Well, actually, they're holding up the bottom of the bumper. They're pulling it upwards. You don't need to take them off. You just need to loosen these. They're T40. And then you can spin them freely around. So I just have them turned around so I could basically put the light bar in up over like that and then come back up with it. So that's how you get that up there. What I'm going to do actually is probably get some thicker, some bigger diameter washers to sandwich this just a little bit better. And then be mindful of which side that your cable's on, because it obviously makes it shorter if you have it on the driver's side or whatever side your battery's on. But I'm just going to run this up along the this radiator housing and go straight up to the switch panel up here. So that wire is going to come right along this up, and it's going to get plugged in to section number 3 on the switch panel. I just need to go, I've actually got some extra wire right here. So you're going to want 14 gauge so you don't lose, I mean, you're not going very far, but you don't want to lose any amperage. While I'm in here, I'll show you where, so the 8 gang is right here. I haven't labeled any of these yet, but it comes with this sticker pack that lets you label. But I've got this wire. I'm going to put it up through here probably. Tuck it up under, and then you can see this is how I fed it in. So this is just a giant gasket, so you pull that up, and then I took a knife, and let's see if I can zoom in on that. So I took a knife and just made a small little cut and fed it through. And where that's coming is so if you look right there, follow this little braided cable, that's where it's coming through. So just a simple cut, and it allows the wire to come fed up through here, and that gives your controller connected to the brain. If you're also doing this, one thing I will tell you is, so right here, this is where you're going to get your power to the brain while it's running. So you're going to want to plug that into a fuse that gets power while the vehicle is running. I believe I've got it plugged into number 1. Yeah, so I've got it plugged in to number 1. That's the only one that I could find that had power. I tried 17, I tried 20, I tried 39, 38. This one, I can't remember, I think it's 25. I tried all of those and none of them had power. The book tells you to do it when your vehicle is in accessory. But I could not find one that had power while in accessory and while on. So it's plugged into something. The number 1 is your fuel pump. So obviously if that didn't have power, we're in big trouble. But so that's what I plugged it into, and it seems to work. Fix that in a second. It seems to work fine. You know, if there's any problems with it, I'm sure I'll give an update in the future. But that is the only one that I could find power for is number 1. And I've had no issues yet. It didn't throw any codes or anything. Oh, I'm putting it on backwards, by the way. Trying to film and talk. I've got some Velcro tape that I'm going to use to stick it right here. I don't want to drill a hole in the top of this, and I don't see another great spot to put this. So that's where I'm going to be installing it, I think. Okay, so there it is, tucked back there. I mean, it looks pretty good, if I say so myself. I still haven't gotten the washers yet. I've just been messing around with getting this set up. So I got right there you can see the little wire loom, the black wire loom. And then I threw some extra wire in case I ever have to move this. I just pick it up, move it. Right now it's Velcroed down to the lid. And then this is the 60 amp breaker. This is going to go on top of the lid for that. So let me dump this out. So this is the top for this. It's gonna go something like that. And this I'll put on there, but I can't right now just because these wires are so thick it's hard to bend them, and it's currently 32 degrees out and I can't feel my fingers. But you can see if I start the vehicle. Okay, so the vehicle started, and then we're hooked up to, why is it not focusing? We're hooked up to number 3. So that should give it power. Let's see. Power. So it's got multiple modes that you can do. Right now it's set to pulse, and then now it is on toggle mode. So it's got multiple modes that you can put it on. It's got toggle, it's got momentary. So toggle just is on off. Momentary is while you're holding the button down, it's only on while your fingers on the button. And then it's got pulse, and you can change like how fast it pulses. All right, fully put back together. Everything is tidied up except for this one little part of the wire where it all connects. But you wouldn't even notice it if I didn't tell you. All right, so truck on, no lights yet. So you control. So right now it's on a strobe. I think they call it pulse. We can change how fast and how slow. You can also change it to where it's just toggle. So let's see, it's just where it's on and off. And there's also a momentary setting where it's only while you're holding the button is it on, and then you release it and it turns off. Okay, so I did end up going and getting bigger washers for this, and this thing is solid. And the lock nuts. So the washers I got M8. Crap, well, there that goes. And then the locking nuts are M8 1.25s. So the last thing to do is I just got to turn these back around and put the screw in, or the little bolt for these, and then everything is complete.